Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Unapologetically Mocha, and on this channel we talk about all things craft and crochet and life and anything else that happens to come up that I find interesting. Today I'm going to show you something that has been requested several times on my channel, and that is a tutorial for the gingham stitch. For those of you that aren't sure, it's that checker, like, board look material that you'll see. Here is a scarf that I made. Excuse it, it's looking a little worn because I made it for my daughter several years ago, and well, she uses it. So, but as you can see, it's kind of get that checkerboard look. Like it's got like 3 different colors, and this is really just a simple gingham that's done in double crochet, and you know, it was really easy to make. It didn't take long at all. But this is a 3-color gingham. But you can also do it in 2-color, because I should have grabbed this before. My apologies. Here's an example of something I made in a 2-color gingham. Now, gingham in this case, it's not only is it referring to the color, but it's also referring to the stitch. But I made this cute little purse in 2 different colors of gingham. I lined it, but so yeah. So it's very versatile. You can make all kinds of stuff with it, and you can use pretty much any yarn. Like this is just this is cotton yarn. I think I held 2 strands together, but don't quote me on that because it's been a while since I made it. But yeah, this is just cotton yarn. And then the scarf is just your regular old acrylic yarn. I think I made this with impeccable loops and threads, I think. I'm almost positive, because at the time that was like my go-to yarn. But yeah, we are going to learn how to do the stitch today. Now, we're not doing anything this complicated because, well, I'm not trying to be here for 22 years. So, I'm going to walk you through making this swatch. There's the right side. It's really simple. It's not hard at all. You'll get the hang of it, I promise. So let's just get started. First thing you have to do is pick your colors. Now, most ginghams are on a gradient, meaning like if you go back to that scarf, it's black and then a dark gray and a light gray. And then if you look at my swatch right here, I did a dark gray, a light gray, and a white. That's what a lot of ginghams look like. But you don't have to. You can use any 2 or 3 colors that you want. Like if you use the 2 colors, obviously it's going to look more checkerboard like my purse. But, you know, if you use 3 colors, you can use any 3 colors you want. You just have to remember where in the pattern those colors are going to go. So if you'll notice this, it's like light gray, dark gray, light gray, dark gray, light gray. Then it's white, light gray, white, light gray, white. And then light gray, dark, light gray, dark gray, light gray. The theme is that the primary color in the swatch is this light gray. So whatever 3 colors you choose, your primary color should be the color you like the most, because it's the one that's going to show up the most in your pattern. In most cases, the primary color is the medium color, like the medium shade, because like you'll do like a light shade like this white, and then a medium shade like this light gray, and then a darker shade like this dark gray. So when you're picking your colors, make sure that the color that you're going to carry all the way through, that's not going to change, is the color you want to be the primary color. That's what I'm trying to say. With that said, I'm just going to repeat making this. So I've got another piece of yarn that's trying to come with me. A dark gray, a light gray, and a white. And as you see, I'm going to go ahead and use the light gray. You can't see my white on here. Sorry, let me move this over. I'm going to use my light gray as my primary color. So it's going to be the middle color. In this case, it's going to be the primary color. So it's the color you're going to see the most. And then I've got the dark gray and the white gray. And then to continue making this, you're going to need whatever hook matches the requirements of the yarn. So in this case, these are all worsted weight yarns. So I've got my trusty Addy 5.5, and congratulate me, I actually held it up to the camera the right way so you can read the first time. My Addy hook in the 5.5 millimeter, and I got a pair of scissors. So with that, we can get started. Now, on this swatch, I did multiples of 5. So this is each of these blocks are 5 double crochets each. And then you're trying to make squares. And how you get a square is really going to depend on how your yarn works up. So you probably want to make a swatch or a gauge before you actually delve into a major project. But with this yarn, doing 5 across, I only had to do 2 rows of each color to get a basic square. And the squares are roughly 1 inch. I can measure that for sure. Okay, I lied. They're 1.5 inches each. Yeah, each square is roughly 1.5 inches. Turn it over. There you go. You see, roughly 1.5 inches for each square. So, it doesn't have to be an exact science. I mean, if you eyeball it, you know, and really they don't actually have to be square. If you're trying to keep it to the traditional looking gingham, then you want them to be square. But they can be rectangles, either lengthwise or going lengthwise or widthwise. Just, you can create whatever pattern you want once you have the technique down. So right now, let's go back and learn the technique. So as I said, I did blocks of 5 double crochets across and 2 rows up. And for this square, it's 5 by 5. So it's 5 across and 5 down. Blocks. So, excuse me, I got the hiccups now. So let's go ahead and actually get started for real now. So the first thing you need to do, and by the way, I went ahead and caked up this yarn because it's just a little easier to work with than having like large bulky skeins sitting in front of you while you're trying to do this. And you kind of cut yarn so much that even if you like take one skein and make like 2 or 3 of these mini cakes, it'll be fine because you're cutting yarn, you're going to have to sew on ends. So it's not that big a deal. But okay, so to get the 5 across here, you're going to have to make a chain of 26. So 1, 2, okay. Now that you have your chain of 26, you're going to go ahead and single crochet in the first chain from the hook. So not the one on the hook, but the one next. I can't get my hook to cooperate. Next to it, right here. And not a double crochet, a single crochet. I literally just told you to do a single crochet, and then turn around, I did a double crochet. And the second chain, it's the second chain from the hook. I'm sorry. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't think I'm counting this just for your benefit. I do this for myself. It's the only way I can actually make sure that my foundation chain's right. 5, 6, 7, 17. Oops. 18. 19. 22, 23, 24, and 25. Yay, I got it right on the first try. Okay. So there's the foundation row of 25 chains. Now, if you actually wanted to do foundation single crochet, so you didn't have to like do the chain stitch and then go back and do the single crochets, that works too. But instead of chaining 26, you would just do 25 foundation chains. Now I'm going to start the pattern, and I'm just doing a simple double crochet one. This, you can use pretty much any stitch you want to make gingham. You just have to make sure that you're keeping your gauge so that it's whatever stitch you use, it actually remains square. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead. I chained 1 and turned my work, and now I'm going to do a double crochet in this first stitch. And then I'm going to do one in the second, one in the third, one in the fourth, and we're going to do one in the fifth, but we have to prepare to actually chain colors. So in order to add a new color, we're going to start the 5th double crochet, bring up the hoop, go through the first 2 loops, stop, grab our second color, drape it over the hook, pull it through, and now you'll take the chain, the string from the first color, pull that down a little bit, chain 1 with the new color, just to kind of tighten it up a little bit. And now you're going to, now I crochet over my ends, but if you don't want to try that right now, that's fine. You don't have to. But what you have to do is carry the other way your other color along with you. And basically you're just going to set it like behind your upcoming stitches. So just set it there. And then when you go to do the next stitch, you go into the stitch like you normally would. The right one. And just make sure that you go under the yarn you're carrying and pull up a loop, and then just do your double crochet like you normally do one. And now we're going to do 5 of these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you kind of want to give this like a light tug so that it just carries through and keeps everything straight. And now we're about to do the 5th one of this, but we're going to go back to the other gray color. So like we did the first time, we're just going to pull this up like we normally do. Go through the first 2, pause. Now, you kind of want to you don't want to get your yarns too tangled if you can help it. So you need to commit to which way you're going to drape your yarn. I'm going to take the dark yarn and hold it and bring it forward, and then I'm going to pick up the medium gray, or light gray in this case, and pull it through, and then just tighten up a little bit. And now you're going to take the dark gray, since you're not crocheting with it anymore, but you need to carry it along, and put it where you had been putting the light gray. You know, just drape it or along the back, and then just start double crocheting with the other color. And now we're going to do that. We're going to do this one for 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can guess what it's time for next. Here's the 5th. So you start like you normally do, bring up the loop, go through 2 loops, pause, and now since I decided that I was bringing the dark color forward, I'm going to send the light one back. It keeps my yarn from getting twisted. And now I'll pull up the dark, finish the double crochet, tighten things up a little bit, and now carry the light gray along the way we had done before, and continue on with the dark gray again. Here's the 5th. This is our last change. Bring it up. Bring this forward. There's the dark color, and I said I was bringing the dark color forward. Carry the dark. And now we'll finish off the row. This time with 5 full double crochets with this color. We don't have to do the switch at the end. So there's 2. And you'll see why here in a second. Oops. And then your 5th one is kind of hiding a little bit on the end. Just gotta make sure you get it. Okay. And you have finished the first row. See? Easy. And you want to make careful that you don't, like, as I know I told you to go ahead and tug on the thread you're carrying along. Don't tug on it too tight because it'll, like, scrunch up the stitches. You really just want to make sure that it's not, like, gathering behind your stitches. You just want to make sure it's just like laying flat across your stitch. Okay, so now to do the second row, we're going to chain 1, turn our work. You're going to take the string, the thread that the yarn you're carrying through, which in this case is the dark. You kind of just have to bring it up a little bit and just set it up there. And then when you go to make the first double crochet, which is in that very first, right here, just make sure you catch it. Sorry, hang on. You don't need to catch it that much. Just make sure you go under it, I guess is what I'm saying. And then just finish your double crochet. Let's give it a little tug. And now you'll continue doing the 5 because you're going to repeat this because you want this row to be identical to the previous one. So there's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Okay, here's the 5th, and we'll get ready to change colors. So bring up, stop at that. I'm putting the light one behind. Bring up the dark. And finish the stitch. Tighten things up a little bit. Carry along the light gray. And now crochet with the dark gray. I'm going to finish this block. And then I'll go ahead and catch up with you at the end of this row. Just remember, you need to carry the yarn you're not using, carry it along with you along the back. And when you get to the 5th stitch, you're going to start it like you normally do. Pull up the first 2 loops. Drop your drop the yarn you were just crocheting with. Pull up the one you're about to start crocheting with. Finish the double crochet. Bring the other yarn back so that you carry it through. And just keep going. And I'm going to see you at the end of this row. Okay, I am at the end of this row. There's one left, and this is a good time. Well, not a good time. This is the time you're going to switch yarns again. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to pull up. We're going to put this in the last row, the last stitch of the row. Pull up, go through the first two, and pause. And now we are going to, if you look at the pattern, we have to pick up the light color. So here you are. So we're going to pick up the light color, drape it over, leave a decent tail, pull it through, tighten it down a little bit with the light gray, because don't forget the light gray we're going to carry through. Hold that tail, chain one, and tighten it up a little bit. Now at this point, we could cut the dark. Where did my scissors go? I think I buried my scissors. Yeah, I did. You could cut the dark yarn. Again, leave a decent tail, because we're not using it right now. And who really wants to carry? Who wants to mess with more threads? Why do I keep saying threads? More strings of yarn than you have to. I can't talk. I'm sorry. Okay, so now we've chained that one. We're going to turn our work. And it's a little cumbersome, especially at first. When you get further into this, it gets a lot easier. Also, you'll have more of a hang on how to do it. I'm sorry, I'm not even doing this on camera. So again, I typically will crochet over all of my tails. I'm not going to do that right now, because I'm trying to do this on camera, and a certain level of nerve factor that goes into doing this on camera. So I'm not as graceful as I would normally be. Okay, so we turn our work, and now we're going to do our first double crochet with the new color into that first stitch. And don't forget, you have to carry the gray with you, the light gray, not the dark gray that we cut. So there's one. Two. Three. 4. And this is the 5th, so we're going to do with it like we've done on all the other 5th double crochets. Start it, pull through the first 2, decide which way you want to lay this yarn. I'm going to lay it to the front. I'm always going to lay, pretty much I lay the colors that I'm changing, the light and the darks, to the front, and then like the medium color that always carries through goes to the back. Which is my way of keeping it straight. And now we're with the other gray, so now we do our 5 in that color. 1, 2. I'm sorry, I'm probably not getting this on camera as much as I should. It's an awkward angle for me. Okay, here's the 5th. Pull up you normally do, go through the first 2 loops. I've dropped that color to the back. Pull up the white again. Finish that 5th. And now we're ready to start the next block with the other color. And don't forget to carry your other yarn through. Two. Three. Four. Here's the fifth. Bring that to the front. Make sure the other one is coming through and that isn't kinked up somewhere. Finish that. Put that to the back. And continue on. Oops. I'll carry it through, not bring it through. This actually, once you get the hang of it, it goes really fast. It's a little choppy now because I'm doing a small swatch. But if you're like making, like, say, a scarf or a blanket or a larger piece, it goes quickly. And actually, I actually find I really like doing gingham. It's just a fun stitch for me. And I really like how it works up. And yeah, okay. This is why I don't talk and crochet at the same time. I get myself all confuzzled. Okay, yeah. But no, I really enjoy doing the stitch. And like I said, it's really versatile, and you don't have to like stick to the gradients. You can mix and match colors the way you want. You just have to remember what order you want to do them in to get the look you want. I actually have a video coming out later this month. Well, let me finish this, then I'll tell you. Okay, and since we're going to be doing this white again on the next row, we don't need to carry over anything, or we don't need to switch the colors out. So we can just do the fifth double crochet right there. Okay. See? We have changed colors and we are continuing with the pattern. So now just chain one. Turn your work. Grab the yarn you're carrying through. Kind of bring it up here and let it sit there real quick. And then do your next double crochet in that first chain, or that first stitch. And make sure you just kind of grab the one you're carrying through so that it's lined up. And we're just going to continue on. Like so. Anyway, as I was saying, I have a video coming up later on this month where I do something very interesting with a combination of the Gingham Stitch and granny squares. But I don't want to tell you too much about it because I want it to be a surprise. So you just have to wait. This is the fifth. I know I'm mean. Oh, ouch. Sorry. Put that forward. Got something in my eye. Bring that back. But really, once you get the hang of this, it goes by quickly. And it's really easy. And I hope I'm getting enough of this on camera so you can see what I'm doing. or at least I've explained enough that if even if I'm not showing it on camera or showing it poorly, you still understand how to do it. I hope so. If not, I apologize profusely. And if it's not helpful, feel free to like leave me a comment and let me know, and I'll refilm if I have to. Is it back? Pull this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this row off camera, and I will see you at the end of this row. Okay, I am at the last stitch of this row, and I'm going to be done with the white here, so I'm going to go ahead and start the last double crochet, pull it up, pull the first 2 loops. I'm going to drop the white, pick up the light gray, because as you can see the next color is going to be the light gray. Pull it through, tighten that white down, chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. At this point I'm done with the white, so I can cut off the white. Again, leave a decent tail. So you've chained the, so now we've chained the 1, we're turning our work, and we're going to start using the gray again. We're going to start using the dark gray here in a second. So go ahead and we get this started. Wait, can you get out of the way now? One. There's our second. There's our third. There's our fourth. And we're about to start our 5th of the light gray, which means it's now time to add our dark gray back. So again, just drape it over, leave a tail, pull through, tighten down, and you really do want to leave a decent tail. And you can chain 1 or you cannot. It's really up to you. I prefer it because it makes it a little more secure, but you don't have to, but I do it. And now we're ready to just start again with the dark. Some people don't like to do the chain 1 because it kind of messes with the top of the previous double crochet of the previous color. But I really don't worry about that on the very top row, and even then it really doesn't matter because I'm probably going to put a border on anyway. So it's really kind of it really doesn't matter to me either way. But it's up to you. You can do that chain 1 or you can just start double crocheting, whichever one you're more comfortable with. Because it's not going to show through on the actual pattern. You only see it from the top. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. But, yeah. Again, this is a very versatile stitch and a versatile pattern. I mean, you can do gingham with any, practically any stitch you want. Oops. This is what I get for talking and crocheting at the same time. Forgot to change my color. I mean, I've seen it with the star stitch. I've seen it with lemon peel. I've seen it with, you know, single crochet, treble crochet. You know, even granny stitch. It works with pretty much any stitch you want to use, because the key is just the color changes. So you can customize this to your heart's desire. I got myself tangled there. Oh well, I'll live. Big deal. Okay. I'm going to finish this square, and I'm going to do that last pass. And then by then, I think you should have the hang of it. Okay, this is 4. Okay, this is the final one, so we're not changing colors. So you go ahead and do the 5th like you would normally do a regular double crochet. Then you're chain in 1, turn on our work, carrying our other color over, so just kind of, where'd you go? Drape it up there. Double crochet in that first stitch, and just kind of make sure that you're going underneath the yarn you're carrying over so that it comes along. Just keep going. Give it a little tug, make sure it's secure. And not bunched up and making weird bulges. Drop it. Switch colors and continue. I found that the thinner the yarn, the more definition some of the stitches can have. They just seem to line better with thinner yarn. But you know, as you can see from the scarf I made, I mean, you know, with a thicker yarn, making bigger blocks helps with the stiff the stiff. I have not been able to say stitch definition in like the last 5 videos. I am just like, for some reason that phrase is just sticking in my, I don't know, somewhere. But I can't get it out to save my life on the first shot. Yeah, making bigger blocks gives it more stitch definition. A thinner yarn works better with smaller blocks. So you can probably see that. Well, the scarf obviously had bigger blocks, but my purse had smaller blocks, and I used thinner thread or yarn. Well, why am I constantly calling yarn thread? And you know what? I messed this up because I'm talking. I want one too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I really messed that up. Let's try it again. See, I've done this. I don't know how many. I've done this. I don't know how many times, and even I somehow managed to still colossally screw it up. And that was a colossal screw up right there. Okay, let's try it again. Change the color. So, tell me in the comments, how many of you watched me screw that up and you're like screaming at the screen, telling me, you screwed that up, Mocha, you screwed that up. Leave me a comment, let me know if any of you caught that. I'm glad I caught it, even though I was like 2 blocks over. But hey, better 2 blocks over than 2 rows up. Because this isn't one of those that you can fake it. If you mess it up, you just have to go back and fix it. You have to frog it. You can't really pretend to fix it. So I'm glad I caught it when I did. See, okay, no, I cannot talk and crochet at the same time. Obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good grief. 5. Stop, drop, pick up, change. Whew. You're seeing me in my best unedited form, because I am not taking that out, because you know what? Show me a crocheter that's never made a mistake. I'm going to show you somebody that doesn't actually crochet. So that's 4. This is 5. Start it. Drop it. Where'd you go? Come back here. Give a little tug. Bring it back. Tails in the way. This is why I crochet over my tails. I don't have this problem. Come on. 3. And at this point, we would be switching colors again. So, normally that would be, I would start this, pause, and grab the additional color. But at this point, I think you should get the hang of this. So, there you go. I don't want this video to be forever and a day, but that's how you do the gingham stitch. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section, or you can email me at unapologeticallymocha@gmail.com. If you got anything out of this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you thought the video was stupid and I need to quit my day job, this isn't my day job, but you know what I mean, hit the dislike button. If you made it this far, thanks, because if you still view. And if you haven't subscribed already and you are so inclined, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you'll know when I upload my next video. I go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So I'm not sure when this is coming out, so I won't say tomorrow, but Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and we talk about all things craft, crochet, life, things that I've heard in the yarny hallways of YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and every place else. And I have some other cool tutorials and yarn hauls and yarn reviews coming up this month as well. And with that, I'm going to go. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.